Hello guys, this is Yogesh and in this video we are going to set up our own meeting app and the app name is Jitsi. So Jitsi is an open source meeting app which you can deploy on the server and you can use this app in your personal meetings and you can also share the links to your colleagues and they can also join and participate in these meetings. So let's start this video. So what is Jitsi? Jitsi is a free open source app which you can deploy on the server. Okay, so let's start the deployment. So I'm going to launch the instance. The basic requirement of the Jitsi is around 25 GB of storage and 2 GB of RAM and 2 virtual CPU. But I'm going to use 30 GB of storage, 4 GB of RAM and 2 virtual CPU. So let's start creating this machine. So I'm going to use AWS Cloud. So let us select the instance type after going to EC2 and then click on launch the instance. So here I am going to use the Ubuntu operating system, Ubuntu 20.04, which is the latest version, and after that we will use 2 virtual CPU and 4 GB of RAM. This is called T2.medium type instance we will use, and then we will configure the instance and add storage around 30 GB. You can also use around 25 GB. Okay. And then add tags. So I'm going to give it name. You can give any name. I'm going to give the name Jitsimeet. Okay. Configure the security group. So this is the main firewall which will be used by the server. So for simplifying this, we can go with the allow all. Okay. What is allow all? In this I am going to allow all the traffic. Okay. But you can also go with this configuration you can only allow these ports which will be used by the Jitsimeet. So what are these ports? Here we can see the list of ports. Okay, so these are the port will be used by the Jitsimeet. So you can only allow these ports or these ports. So I will give these ports in the description. You can only allow these ports and your Jitsi will be run very fine, because if you are going for the security regions, so you can use only this. But for here I am going to use all ports and then review and launch. Okay, so they will say me that your instance is open to world. Now launch. I am going to use my AWS key, that's Jitsi. Okay, and now launch the instances. So this may take around some time. So now my instance has been launched and I have got the public IP. So just copy the public IP and you also need one domain, and you can use any domain service. Forget the domain. Hosting GoDaddy, you can use any domain service and you can get the domain. So you have to copy this IP and create one A record for your domain. So I have already created the A record and given the name live. So I am going to paste this IP here. Okay, and just save this. This may take around some time according to depend on the domain services, domain service provider. This may take around 4 hours or maybe some seconds. In my case this will take some second to update the IP. Okay, so now let's connect to this instance by using the SSH, or you can also use PuTTY, but I'm going to use CMD, and in CMD I'm going to use the SSH. Okay, so SSH-I and then the key name was the Jitsi. Okay, and then the username will be for Ubuntu, and the IP we have just copied and just enter and yes. Okay, so now we are in the Ubuntu system which is running in the AWS cloud. So let's update the system by using the sudo apt update. Okay. So my system has been updated successfully. Now we also need to allow the package installation over the HTTPS. So we have to run this command. Okay. And I'm going to run this command. And now we have to install the firewall, and for installing the firewall we have to run the command sudo apt install ufw. Okay, so this is already installed. Now we have to allow the rule. Okay, so we have to allow the rule. So for allowing the rule we have to allow these rules. You have SSH for the SSH, and HTTP for the HTTP connection, and HTTP. Okay, but for allowing the rule you have to run the command under the root. So you have to run command with start sudo ufw allow SSH. Okay, now second one ufw HTTP. Okay, third one is ufw allow HTTPS. Okay, and now the port number 10,000 UDP, and again we have to run with the sudo, and after that we will have to allow the port number 3478. Here we can read the description for why we need to allow these ports. Okay, so again we have to run with the sudo. Okay, and now at the end we have to enable the firewall. Okay, this is our final step. Now our firewall will be activated. Okay, you have to press yes. So now our firewall is activated and running. Now we need to set the host name of our system. So for setting up the host name, we will use the command hostname set hostname ctl set hostname and the hostname. Okay, so my system hostname is live.bookgiveaway.online. Okay, your system name may be other else like meeting.com, anything like whatever your domain name will be your host name. Okay, so this is my domain name. We need to also set the host name in the file which is located under this etc hosts. Okay, hosts. Okay, so here we have to set the host name. So yeah, you have to open this file with the root privileges because we cannot edit this file. Okay, as a root as a normal user. Okay, so just put up the sudo with starting the command. Now we can edit this file. Just press I from your keyboard and type here whatever the domain name, live.bookgiveaway.online. Okay, so we can also check that my IP was updated or not. So for checking the IP you can use ns lookup, and the domain name was live.bookgiveaway.online. Okay, but my IP was not updated. I don't think so, but I think this was updated, that's why they are giving me these IP. Okay, in your case maybe your public IP will be shown here because my domain was on the Cloudflare, that's why they are not showing the original IPs, they are showing the proxy IPs. So now we have to see that hostname was set or not. So hostname was set. Okay, now we need to install the JDK and the Nginx in our system, then only we can install the Jitsi. So just follow this guide. Okay, so I'm going to install this we have to install the OpenJDK. Then we have to install then we can check that is it installed or not by running this command java-version. Okay, now let's check that Java has been installed or not. So just run this command here, and Java has been installed successfully. Now we have to also set the Java environment. So just run this command. I'm going to give you this link in the description box. Okay, to copy 2 times because okay, so Java home has been set up successfully. Now this is the Java environment. Okay, now we have to install the Nginx. Okay, so just run this command sudo apt-get install Nginx. Okay, so this may take some time. So Nginx has been successfully installed. Now start the services of Nginx. Okay, and enable these services so that whenever you will reboot, these services will be start automatically. Okay, now we need to set up the key for the GPG key for the Jitsimeet. Okay, then only we can install. Okay, so this will say you. Okay, now we have to also run this command which will now we can install the Jitsimeet. Okay, sorry, I was updating the. Now we will install by running sudo apt install -y Jitsimeet. Okay, so this will ask you the domain name. After some time we need to give the host name which we have just set up. Okay, so here I am going to give live. Okay, sorry, not here, live.book giveaway .online. Okay, and generate a signed certificate, or if you have, you can also use your own certificate, but I'm going to generate. So this will generate the certificate for my domain. That was the certificate provided by the Let's Encrypt. Okay, now the final command also left, which will set up the certification. So just wait for some time. Jitsi has been installed successfully. Now set up the certificate. Okay, so run this command and enter your email ID. So I'm going to enter any email ID, prajapati803@gmail.com. okay, and this will set up the domain HTTPS means the certification for you. Okay, this will install the certification on your server, and finally our Jitsi has been installed successfully. If your domain will not be linked up to your IP, so they may give you some error. Okay, so make sure that your domain has been linked up successfully. Okay, now we can after they will give me the prompt, we can go to the website and check that installed or not. Now let's move to the site. Okay, and see that all things are working fine or not. So I'm going to run my site live.bookgiveaway.online, and you can see that my site is running successfully. You can also start the meeting. This will start the meeting, and everyone can join. Okay, whoever have your address. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel.